Finding self behind the hidden mystery, under a mask of humanity's identity. Based on lack of wisdom and pursuit of greed, my life has been denied the implant of the now. Consciousness sees I am much more than I've been told. So let's allow this factual story to unfold. Myself is a prize of amazing grace, in search of lost memory that's still being traced. I am being filled with love and light, playing a major role in this flight of life. Finding self buried beneath dark debris, not allowing the connection with the higher me. I am in the strength, I am in the power, rising in this sacred hour. There is a gap in discovery of the pathway to alignment. This is powerful movement for human assignments. Finding self, a mission for magnetic awareness. There is a force connected to willfully carry us. All that's within me is all that I need to gain a pure sense of self, to succeed, to draw the energies for phenomenal change. Prepare for the coming of the divine Big Bang. I am being filled with love and light, playing a major role in this flight of life. Finding self buried beneath dark debris, not allowing the connection with the higher me. I am in the strength, I am in the power, rising in this sacred hour. I am in harmonizing with consciousness, vibrating memory of eternal oneness. I find self, I will find you. To find yourself is to create the sensation and exposure of truth. We shall pass it on and on and on. Pass it on and on and on. Finding self, pass it on and on and on. Pass it on and on. Finding love, pass it on and on. Finding truth, pass it on and on. Pass it on and on.
Finding Self. That's from Reverend Bonnie, one of the ministers here at Unity of Chicago South. Uh, we love the music, and you'll hear it again and again. Also today, we might have another song for you, so stay with us. But above all other things, we should know that there's an infinite source that's available to everyone. It is there for each who seek it, no matter their race, gender, or religion. Believe what you may, but you should know that the source of the universe is also the source of each and every one of us. Therefore, the principle supporting the stars is the principle available to each of us. Hmm. Now, as I declare this statement in the first person, know that I am declaring it for all. I am open and receptive to this divine living principle. Father, Mother, God, I am grateful. This is my declaration. This is my truth. And as I accept it, so it becomes in my life, world, and affairs. And all is well and will indeed. Welcome to the upper room. Now, you may be watching on one of the various social platforms that we live stream to, or you may be in our online upper room on Teams. But the fact is, however and wherever you arrived here, I say on behalf of the Unity of Chicago South spiritual community, I welcome you. I welcome you. I want to let you know we are starting a 5-week journey where the focus is on a resurrection reset in consciousness, which will set the foundation for a resurrection in action, culminating on Easter Sunday. We begin this journey as we step into March with a new spiritual focus, the spiritual strength principle. We should know that that's not force, it's not domination, but spiritual strength is a quiet power that remains rooted in truth, that remains rooted in truth. And let's start today with a breathing as we breathe in the inherent divine truth available for the achievement of our goals and our desires. Let's just breathe in divine energy and strength that is all around us. Let's hold that. No matter the environment, the omnipresent omnipotence must be present. Let us release. It's present, never judging our actions, always supplying and offering direction. Now, one more time, let's breathe in the omniscient, the omnipresence, and the omnipotence that is always around us, vibrating. Just hold it in. Oh, yeah. And just for a moment, as we hold that in, let's hold the idea of inner support and direction coming through us. And we release. And we release knowing that we are in the Lenten season. And we pick it up here on the 1st of March as preparation for the resurrection reset. We know that if we look at scripture, there's wilderness in this period, there's testing, there's interior fortification. If we take a just a little scripture and use that as our foundation, as our plank to move forward, we can take be still and know that I am God from Psalm. Understand that strength begins in stillness. Be still. Be still. Not strain, but in stillness. Be still and know. Unity defines strength through Charles Fillmore, one of the co-founders, as the power to endure, to pers- persist, and to stand firm in truth. A sort of perseverance, holding on to the truth. But then that brings us to what is your truth? You see, that's the question. See, is your truth one that there is a power in the universe by any name working for good? Or is it that there is a power in the universe that is good sometimes and not so good others? Not so good other times. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. Those that embrace the power of the universe working for the good of the universe and all that is within the universe are able to live in a definition of truth that supports endurance without bitterness, stability without rigidity, and confidence without arrogance. Yeah. Ernest Holmes, one of our New Thought founders of a movement, wrote this: life is not something to be endured, it is to be lived in strength. Not something to be endured, but to be lived in strength. Spiritual strength is not resistance to life. It is a cooperation with divine law, with universal law, cooperation, not resistance. It's about learning how to cooperate. That's strength. And from the Bhagavad Gita, we read, the self is not weakened by weapons, nor burned by fire. Now, I'm sure that would be something folks say, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, I get weak and I certainly would be burned by fire. But see, the self here is not the one seen in the mirror, though beautiful it may be. This self is the real of each of us, only expressing itself through our action. This is the self that claims, knows, accepts that strength is identity anchored beyond circumstance. Wow, that's a powerful statement, right? Yeah, you see. Beyond the circumstances don't dictate my strength, not the real self. The real self is connected to divine strength, right? So it's always there, no matter what the circumstance. And it comes back to, how do I connect? How do I connect? And that's where we should start. We should start to develop the strength before we have to express it. There's scripture that tells us about Jesus in the wilderness. And this wilderness experience precedes that public ministry. And while in the wilderness, one of the challenges was answered by Jesus, that was brought to him from a deeper consciousness that some call the devil. And he said that man, or it's written that he said, man shall not live by bread alone. The wilderness experience in our lives is not punishment. The wilderness experience that's written in scripture was not punishment. It was preparation. And it is preparation for us. You see, testing reveals what we are anchored in. Man does not live by bread alone. My Father provides me with the food I need. So the question now becomes for each of us, that if we can begin this journey, this 5-week journey to this resurrection reset, we asked ourselves, what sustains us when affirmation is absent? What sustains me when there's no one around to tell me, good job, great work? Who am I? Who are you when there's no applause? When it disappears? Hmm. Howard Thurman says, the testing of your faith produces endurance. The testing of your faith, whatever it is now, whatever it is. I have faith in my ability to do, that's faith. Now, when it's tested to see if you really have the ability to do, you are building endurance in the ability to do without even knowing it, because strength grows quietly. Even when we're building muscle, we are working and we're working and we're working, and all of a sudden, there's the muscle. Like, wait a minute. I know I've been working, but I hadn't paid attention that I had become so strong. So it is with everything. It's done quietly. See, strength is not theoretical. It is definitely not theoretical with us as a people. As a people, even though we've just come out of Black History Acknowledgement Month, the history goes on and it's in us as a people. And believe it or not, it's in America. not necessarily seen with the same grandeur that we embrace it with, but it has been embodied in us. The month may very well be over, but spiritual endurance is part of who we are. Spiritual endurance grew from faith meetings held by our ancestors under threat of death, of songs sung in the fields, of churches built with nothing but belief. With us understanding what Fannie Lou Hamer said, we know this in our hearts. That makes us the people that we are. Nobody's free until everybody's free. For us, strength is communal responsibility. Hmm. And as we look at our lives and we've come through so many different challenges, we can lean on the African proverb that says, smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Endurance produces depth. Endurance produces depth. Now, so many of us at various times say, but I've endured so long. It doesn't seem to stop. When we do that, there's nothing wrong. We should understand, though, we're not looking at the positive product that comes from endurance. We're looking at the journey of endurance. And when we look at the journey of endurance, it will always be darker than the quiet, silent depth growing that's happening within us. I'm not trying to romanticize hardship. Don't get that. Instead, it's recognizing the interior fortification, the interior fortitude that's growing, that's developing in the quietness, in the quietness, in the darkness, while the endurance is happening. Right now, there's some of us that are feeling like, I don't know about that strength, bro. You don't know what I've been through. And I will say to you, you are absolutely right. Only you and the true self that we talked about at the very beginning know. But sometimes, as we go through these talks and challenges and lessons, sometimes it'll open a little porthole from our conscious thinking to our inner knowing. And when we can make that connection with the inner knowing, then the whole dynamic of the struggle has the possibility to change. And at this moment, there's some changing going on with everyone. Say, how can you say that? Because it's nature, because it's universal law. We don't stay the same, even if we think we are the same. So we should ask ourselves, our affirmation, where am I being strengthened right now? You see, that's a question that goes to the inner self. And we wait, we show our patience, and we show our commitment to the answer coming from that inner self. Ask ourselves, what period in my life felt like I was in the wilderness? And how did I come out stronger? Hmm. Or what am I learning about myself as I deal with a wilderness experience even now? Hmm. Now, we've posed these questions, but now we want to know even more. We want to inquire deeper. And we want to ask, why is it safe for me to trust you, to trust my inner self? What is forming for me right now? What is forming for me right now? Just ask yourself. Just ask yourself. What is forming for me right now? Now, you may have heard a still, soft sound, voice, feeling like a direction. And that's strength because strength is not loud. It is rootiness, offering you routineness. Say rootiness, rootiness. Yes, to be rooted. To be rooted. Strength allows that. Think about a plant, a cutling. It's the strength of the roots that hold the plant in place while it matures. We too can use the strength of rooting ourselves in our truth. And it's necessary to do so before the resurrection. Before the resurrection. Easter resurrection will come, but it's the strength of these 5 weeks that will prepare us for it. This resurrection of consciousness, of the self, its powers, and my connection with it. Hmm. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, from Isaiah. But understand this, waiting is not passive. It is conscious alignment. I want to say that one more time. Waiting is conscious alignment. So there's work that's being done while I am waiting. I am aligning myself with the true self, the one that I don't see in the mirror, no matter how beautiful what I see in the mirror is to me. There's more, much more, deeper beauty within me. May this season root us so deeply in truth as that seedling is being rooted into the soil that no external storm can uproot us or the peace that we work to establish or the strength that we are building as we exercise spiritual truth in consciousness. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is Reverend R.Ken saying, wherever you are, however you've come, and whenever you catch this, when you see this, May it bless you by giving you one kernel, one grain of insight that will take you to a higher level of living universal law in your life. Until next time, namaste, blessings, and bliss.